Right guys, I've got 2 hours to make this video. Welcome back everyone to Create Dinosaurs, episode 32, where yeah, I have a very limited time to record this video because I've got a lot of stuff to do. That's right, I'm getting a life outside of YouTube. I don't like it. But right, okay, so what are we going to do today? Considering that I've only got 2 hours, it's not the longest time to do basically anything. As a matter of fact, I am pretty sure the quickest recording I have ever had for Create Dinosaurs has been 4 hours. So, you know, we're kind of cutting things a bit close here. Ignore that my skin just changed. That was nothing. But right, so what are we going to do today and stuff? Well, I am thinking it's probably about time I do some cleanup around here. Because, I mean, like, let's look at what we've done recently. So, we've done the aviary, and that's dealt with, like, a lot of the flying mobs, which we wanted to get. We did the Mosasaurus recently and actually tamed it, so now that's all dealt with. But there's a dinosaur which you guys have wanted me to get for ages, and I have wanted to do for ages. I just haven't been able to. And that is my good old friend over here, buried on episode 2, 30 episodes ago, the Spinosaurus. And yeah, they've been buried in there for absolutely ages because I've just not been able to actually complete any of the stuff that I need in order to get it. And I mean, like, let's be honest, there's a very real risk of death. But I think I am finally ready to go and get this dinosaur, and the question is, where's it gonna go? And the answer to that wonderful question is right here. Right where Dan's enclosure used to be, because Dan is a really annoying dinosaur who likes to go and live in his own place and doesn't listen to what I tell him to do. I'm sorry, that was unnecessarily mean. Here you go, have some food. But yeah, so since Dan has gone and moved into the other enclosure completely by his own will, I did not want him in there. I think we should free up this space. So, how do we clear an enclosure for a Spinosaurus? Right, well, of course, the first issue is the fact that there's a bunch of trees here and stuff, and I am wondering, can I be lazy with this? Because the thing is, normally I would use the create mod to cut down trees and stuff because it tends to remove the entire tree. However, because they're custom trees, that doesn't always work too well, and you quite often end up with stuff like this where there's leaves just floating in the air. So I'm just wondering, is there maybe a more effective way that we could remove these? Like maybe the pyromaniac route? Now, if you guys remember, this isn't even the first time this forest has caught fire. The remnants of the previous one are right here. So yeah, I don't think this is going to be 100% effective because fire does tend to leave a decent bit around, but it might just clear away a lot of it for now. And whilst that goes and does its work, I am going to make myself a new diamond axe. Oh. Whoa. Oh, that's so effective. I turned around for 2 minutes. Where's the forest gone? What the heck? I'm looking at the recording time on this and like, I've only been recording 9 minutes. I started the fire at 7 minutes. Where did it all go? I mean, I know this is exactly what we wanted and stuff, but also like, I was not expecting it to work this well. Yes, hello rattlesnake, where are you? Mate, do you want to move into like Dan's enclosure? You and Dan were quite good friends and stuff, weren't you? Maybe you just need a hug. No. But right, so with the trees burnt down, what I now need to go and do is basically just get some scaffolding and clear away any of these sorts of bits. Which, like, I knew that there were going to be some. I wasn't expecting there to be so few, though. Like, I really was expecting the fire to be much less effective. But right, so now I have the very annoying task of going and piling up just to remove a few blocks. Why is there a dirt block up here? And right, I think that is everything. Of course, there's still a couple leaves up there which need to decay and stuff, but that is now all of the trees gone. And you know what? Whilst I have time and stuff, and like, seeing as that was so quick, what I'm gonna go and do, I'm gonna go and remove all of these. Like, you know, the trees which I really should have removed quite a while ago and stuff. I've just been too lazy to. Like, I have just left all of this stuff up here out of pure laziness and stuff. I could have removed it ages ago. And look, you can see the other tree switch I've left over there. I promise I'm a functional human. Look, this isn't even the same tree as the rest of the stuff around here. How old is some of this? Yeah, this one really should have been cleared away a while ago. I don't even think I can pile up that height. Nope. You know what? This is really easy. Why have I not been doing this? Ow. That's why. But right, okay, so that is probably the most annoying tree now gone. Although, whilst I was doing that, I did realize something. Do I need to remove all of these trees which were destroyed by the ant? Because, like, yeah, all of these tree trunks just left around here and stuff, this was not me. This was the leafcutter ant invasion that we had a while back. Do I have to remove all of these? Oh, it's gonna take so long. But fine, I'll get to work. Wait, hold on, guys. It's a terrapin. Wait, hold on. If I jump on top of you... Yeah, I could do that. Sorry, I found out I could do that a while ago. Just like bop and bam. Oh my gosh, he really went fly. He's all the way on the other side of that island. And there we go. That's everything cleared up. Once again, it really did not take that long. I don't know why I procrastinate doing stuff like this so much. But right, okay, so I am up to 43 minutes in my recording, which means I have an hour and 20 minutes left to kill. What can I do? You know what? How about we go and feed some of the dinosaurs? So, as some of you guys have pointed out in the comments, some of the dinosaurs have been randomly taking damage recently, and you're all really worried because you're like, oh no, the dinosaurs, they're starving to death, they're gonna die. Look, see, you just did it there. You don't need to worry, they're not going to die. Basically, the Fossils and Archeology mod has a game rule where, like, you can toggle starvation, so they are hungry and they do take damage, but they're not gonna die. Or at least, I hope they won't. However, they do definitely get down to a lower health because of it, so I should probably feed them. So right, I've already got loads of chicken in my inventory, which I was using for the mosasaur. I have a little bit of fish, however, that's not going to be useful for many. We definitely are going to need to get a little more of that. But of course, most of our dinosaurs are herbivores, so let's see. We can give them a bunch of lettuce. Actually, I don't know if they can eat lettuce. But right, so they can eat potatoes, they can eat plenty of carrots and stuff. That should be fine. They can also eat wheat. And you know what? Let's take a stack of lettuce just to see. But right, I am also going to need to go and slap a bunch of salmon really quick. Okay, so I have 18 bits of salmon and stuff, which probably isn't going to be enough. But I mean, like, we'll see. But the thing to remember is I think there's about 5 dinosaurs which all eat fish and stuff. And yeah, that's not many per dinosaur. But okay, so let's go and start out with all of these ones. We've got our 2 young Diplodocuses, which are fine. The Parasaurolophus over here is also probably fine because it's got access to the feeder. Yeah. Right, the Diplodocus over here is definitely starving though, so let's feed you as much as we can. Okay, for reference there, I just gave them about 3 stacks of carrots. But okay, so I think that's all of the herbivores. I'm not entirely sure, but what I can also do, I can just go... Okay, right, hold on. Let's also just feed the raccoon. But what I should be able to do over here is basically just chuck all of this in here. Because at least the dinosaurs which aren't stuck in the tree and can access the feeders should be able to eat from this. Also, I was right. They can't eat lettuce. Get rid of this. Oh, mate, do you want a carrot? There you go. Oh. But right, okay, so that's the herbivores done. Now time to go and deal with the pterosaurs in here. And I'm not entirely sure how to do this because, well, they're all flying. It's like they're all flying and they don't exactly like to come and land very often. So I guess we'll just feed whoever we can. All right, hello, Pretzel. I think you eat meat. No, you're out of range. Okay. Hey, Kane, do you eat fish? You eat fish, don't you? Yep. Really enjoying that fish. There's a Dimorphodon sat down here. Which one are you? You're Patricia and you eat meat. Okay. Come on, Pretzel, what do you eat? You eat meat. Okay. So wait, is it just the Pteranodon which eats fish? Did I not need to collect this much? But right, okay, so I think I have fed all of the Dimorphodons. I'm not entirely sure. But the thing is, unless they come in close like this one sort of is, then I can't actually reach them. So I'm just going to assume that I have fed all of these guys and that they're happy. And And I would say that the last one we need to feed is the Mosasaurus, but the Mosasaurus seems to be doing perfectly fine hunting itself. So I think that is all of our dinosaurs fed. But right, so I still have a little bit of time to kill, and what I think I'm going to do is probably go back to cleanup duty, because what really needs to happen here and stuff is, as I said, we're going to be putting the Spinosaurus here, which means that, like, quite a lot of things need to move. This fence needs to go, this sort of Mosasaurus mural needs to move, this house, which has been here for absolutely ages, needs to go, and also probably this farm and my little sifting machine, which is a bit annoying, because some of the stuff in there is useful. Although, actually, why don't I get to analyzing some of these plant fossils? This would probably be useful. But right, so it's morning now, and you heard exactly what we need to get up to doing. So yeah, I think I'm not going to waste any time, and we're gonna get to work. Let's finally clear up this area properly. And there we go. I've cleared a lot of stuff. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to edit that into a montage. And what you would have seen is obviously the house that was here is gone. And I have collected a whole bunch of mushrooms from this. I don't really know what you can do with the mushrooms, but like they're just part of the mod pack. They exist. I'm pretty sure it's Biomes You'll Go, but I'm not entirely sure. And like, let's see. Can you actually do anything with it? You can make stew. Is that it? Also, the house over here is gone, and the little farm is gone. Now, I would move the sifter, however, I really don't want to, because there's some good stuff in here. I even processed some of the dirt, which I just went and mined up and stuff. It's really useful. So, I mean, I'll have to move that at some point. I'll probably put it down in the lab, maybe. Now, we did also go and process a bunch of plants. However, yeah, as expected, it's kind of just filled up all of the analyzers. But no, the main thing which I also did here though is I've actually lowered the terrain a little bit, and that is because I'm gonna do a similar thing like I did over here and stuff, where like the terrain is just a bit lower than the wall. Now admittedly it is probably not a safe height right now and stuff, and also the only reason there's a staircase here right now is just because I need to still get up and down this. Eventually it will be like this, it'll just be a wall. But no, the thing is right now, like, it only goes down by 3 blocks, and I kind of like that height. It's nice, it looks good. You will actually notice a lot of my builds in Minecraft use 3 block spaces. This road being a good example. There's 3 here, 3 here. These are 3 blocks wide. It's just a very good block. It works out and it looks nice. But no, so I brought this down 3 blocks. However, bearing in mind, we're going to put a Spinosaurus in this. And a Spinosaurus isn't exactly small. So, you know, it might be a bit dangerous. I might need to lower it more. I'm not entirely sure. But for now, that's not my concern, because I have officially used up my 2 hours that I had to record this. How long is this video gonna be? No clue. Honestly, for all I know, this video might be like 5 minutes long. I doubt it though. I tend to ramble quite a bit. But yeah, so I think next episode we might get the Spinosaurus. However, we should probably build the enclosure first. So depending on how long that takes, we might get it, we might not. But either way, it is our next project. Just like how we spent a while on the Mosasaurus Lagoon, like I am going to be spending a while on this Spinosaurus. It's going to require a lot of work. So yeah, stay tuned for that, because it's probably going to go bad. That thing is absolutely going to kill me.